It's a quick term because it's on the very beginning. So it's only after like 4 or 5 weeks now we are having this presentation, and I know the team has been working hard with partners, and the class will also taught a lot of concepts in just a few weeks. So today's kind of like an examination on how much students have learned, and also the most important thing is see whether they can propose something meaningful for SVP to expand their project. We all know we have quite a meeting for us to decide which team we should support. I would say, just like any competition, the most important thing is that people will have a chance to learn each other, and through the competition kind of format, then people more consolidate the knowledge, understanding, and give people a chance to achieve the idea the best way. Today we have 4 honorable judges today to be present with us to help us to make judgment. So I'll probably just give a very brief introduction, and then maybe I'll ask each of them to say a few words about themselves. I'll start with Biling. Biling, I know her many years, and she was the founding director of the Center for Entrepreneurship, and she's actually the person inspired behind Hong Kong Social Enterprise Challenge, because we set up Boots at Hamilton Social Enterprise Challenge. That's the first kind of Social Enterprise Challenge in Hong Kong. So, Biling, let's say a couple of things about yourself. What are you doing?
Well, I'm in the best of both worlds, Hong Kong and Hawaii. I'm the executive director of HIB. It's a mentoring organization for companies in Hawaii, and help them raise full-on funding. And I find this whole area of impact investing fascinating, and it's going to be a trend that will have lots. So I give you all credit to take this course and to do these projects.
Thank you, Biling. Second, we have Lydia. I met Lydia only a couple of weeks ago, and the reason is because we had a couple of interests in education. Lydia is the director of the. I'm not sure if I can pronounce the name right. Rustandi Center. It's a center kind of quite new.
Yeah, it's quite new. Maybe I can. Okay.
Yeah.
It's a center quite new. So basically, I'm with University of Chicago. Business school called Business School. So within group, we have this Rustandi Center, Social Center Innovation. So we are responsible for leading a lot of initiative, resources, and program in US really for our students and our renown, because we are business school. But right now, Hong Kong is our permanent home, so we will be moving to our permanent campus next year on Monday. And so as part of that commitment and dedication to Hong Kong, we're going to grow out a lot of programming and resources exactly to the people who are like you, interested in entrepreneur, have something that we're very dear to your heart and want to make an impact. So that's why I had the opportunity to meet with Kevin and Elsie last couple of weeks and talk about how we can better work together. And the first thing we come and say, why don't you come here and talk to the students and be a judge? So I'm very delighted to get this opportunity. I'm very excited to hear what you guys will show us.
Thank you. And we are looking forward to have more collaboration between Transversity and Boost. And KK, I know him quite a long time. KK was, I guess most of you must know him. He's kind of the person who laid the foundations for social entrepreneurship. KK, can you say a few words about what you're doing?
Okay, I retired early and find out that there's no such thing as retirement. In the past 10 years, I've been actively promoting social entrepreneurship in Hong Kong and China. Starting from this year, my focus will be on e-commerce.
Meant for corporations.
benefit corporation and certified B Corps. And right now there are only 2 certified B Corps in Hong Kong, over which I am the co-founder.
Okay, good. We'll save that for the talk.
Okay.
After lunch. I asked KK to be generous to give a talk on B Corp, and we'll talk about shared value. So we'll save that.
Okay.
So last one, Ada. Ada also quite a few years back, right? So at that time she was also kind of retired, according to you, is it? From her first career. Then she was saying, wow, maybe we can do something on student. And that's how we start the conversation. And what are you doing now?
So with 4 business partners, so we set up this organization called 43. So we actually invest in industry-driven startups. So we focus on actually investing in very early stage social enterprises. And to the extent that we actually get very involved, not just in finance, actually this is we have so far invested in 3 in 1.5 years, and one of which actually we won't 100% because we actually started as well as training, so I'm grounded that. So we designed one refuel station which suits our needs. So if you happen to be in Causeway Bay in Hudson, go and visit. We just installed one 2 years ago next to Apple Store. So I think once you see it, you know what we're trying to do. Basically, is we're helping you refill as opposed to go and buy a lot of disposable. So looking forward to your presentation.
Thank you. Obviously we'll talk about the procedure, things that you need to pay attention.
Thank you very much. Thank you, honorable judges, our guests from the AS family and SIE funds, and also all the students and their social venture partners. So before we get into the very exciting part, I would like to just highlight a few points. First of all, just to give you an overview of what is going to happen. So after my explanation, Moses will start with the students' presentation. So during the last lecture, they actually draw the sequence already. So the presentation will go like this. First of all, comfort meeting, and then will be alpha meeting, cell routine, and last but not least will be the battle markets. So each team will have 10 minutes for the presentation. So we have our machine here to make sure that no more. Yes, so everyone has to stop at 10 minutes sharp, and then we will have 10 minutes for Q&A. We will invite the judges to ask the question first, and then the students are welcome when there is some time left over for you to actually ask questions as well. What is interesting about these courses that we do have some judges to help us, but every one of the students also have a chance to score for the other team. So in a moment, Wayne will distribute the scoring sheets for every one of us. So after this presentation of 14, we'll have a little bit of buffer time for the judges to kind of tidy up their notes and then make a little bit of adjustment on scores. And we will have a break. Hopefully we will have a little bit of relaxing time for you to chat with different judges and partners. And then while our lovely team is tabulating the score, we will also ask the judges to give some content for each team. This is very important because all the team will have to submit another piece of homework, which is for the winning team would be a very detailed implementation plan. How are you going to use the funding of 250,000? And for the other teams, you will have to revise your original proposal based on the feedback from the parents. Okay. So at the end of this morning, we will announce the results and we will have some closing remarks from our lovely sponsor and other stakeholders as well. So, any questions? Yes, please.
Sorry, just to add a little bit. At the end of the 4 presentations, we'll have 2 minutes for everybody to calibrate their scores between the 4 teams, or for the 3 teams for students. In terms of questioning and voting. Students can ask questions as well as the judges of the presentations. We allow tactical questioning, but not tactical voting. So if we find out afterwards that you're voting tactically, you will be disqualified. So just be careful of that. We are putting you in a funder's decision, so please take that responsibility.
Yeah. So what Kenny is saying is that we trust that as a student, you actually give the score with honesty and integrity, that you really believe in your classmates' suggestions. Okay, good, excellent. So in a moment, Wayne is going to distribute the sheets. And then this cohort is very challenging for every one of us. We only have nearly 5 weeks to complete all the lectures and the projects. So at the very beginning of the session, we actually specifically asked our social venture partner to give very specific brief. What is the main thing that they want the student to achieve in 5 weeks of time? So here I would like to just give those judges some of the context of the company team. In a moment, you'll learn more about the business. So they are related to the selling and design of very wonderful undergarment products. So their main brief is about marketing initiatives to help them generate sales. Elderly, they do elderly simulation session with their employees. So they would like to focus on how to develop new form of offering for the corporate clients. And Sample, they do education, bilingual, bimodal, sign language education for young children. So they would like the student to focus more on the design and the launch strategy of their new learning acquisition offering. And then the last team, the robotics team, they are very excited about their launch. So they would like the student to have a launch plan for the products. So these are the general area. However, we also give the students some freedom and liberty. After discussion with their clients, if they found that they can go a little bit, extend the scope a little bit, just to achieve a high level objective for the clients, then of course, by all means they can suggest that. So just to give you a little bit of context. In terms of how we will handle this goal, so all the judges here, 50%, all the students, 50%. To help the logistics, we will strongly suggest that you give the score at a multiple of 5. For example, 80, 85, 90. Okay? So rather than 86 or 86.5. So it's easier for us because we don't want to keep you too long when doing calculation of the score. So just a quick run through of the criteria. Of course, this is all the projects is different. Right? So we would like to give you a little bit of freedom to decide which one is the best team. But we also have some criteria for your information. First of all, concept. The proposed business concept, does this make sense in the local context? Does it actually help to address the client's issue? Secondly, about market readiness. Does this make sense in this market that we propose certain ideas, especially around the market? And human resources, they also need to consider whatever they propose. The client actually have the know-how or resources to do that. If not, they have to come up with some suggestions of who are the partners and what can they do around the HR area. Impact and value, we would like them to demonstrate that their suggestions create some sort of impact, financially and also socially, especially to help the social venture partner to achieve their overall social mission. Sustainability is regarding the solution that we propose. Is it something sustainable? Is that something that people can actually, the client can rely on for a longer run? Would that be well received? So these are the criteria for information. Okay. So you will find more details in the sheets in your information pack. So I think I will just stop here. Is there any questions regarding the logistics, the criteria, and everything? Okay. Excellent. So are we ready? Yeah, I'm quite excited. You can tell I speak a little bit fast. But I'm excited about students and partners. Okay, so now I pass it to the first team.
Actually, we represent our third teammate because she's in mainland China today, so she's not able to join us today. Can everybody hear me? Fine. So I don't need to
We have one key.
Maybe where you are, but it's okay.
How about Lisa?
You can move the model. You can move the model forward. All judges can see it clear.
So she's a star person.
Can everyone hear me?
It's very high.
Can we just start whenever we are?
Yeah.
When you say ready.
When you say you're ready.
I'm ready.
Yes. Right. So, please. So, good morning. Good morning, everyone. You can hear me well. Okay. So, let's start. We all have trends, and we use trend to understand and describe our world. So here I have a trend for us. So it is upward trend, obviously, and it is accelerating. However, it is not a very good trend. It is a sad and tiring trend. Every one of the sport on the graph consists of a trilogy. It is a sad, tiring story of an individual, a family, and the community. It is the new reported case of breast cancer in Hong Kong in the last 30-something years. To give you a better understanding of the velocity of the graph, we, from the last decade of a compound growth of 6%, we're expecting 4,600 cases being reported this year, which is 7% more than a decade ago. And then it is almost 3 times when the Hong Kong just got handed over. It is not even 1,000 cases back 30 years ago. Put it in a sense like this. In the past, in 2024, in one language will confront this disease. And now, down to 16.1. 16 to 1. So it is actually 50% more likely that Hong Kong language has to confront this third killer in Hong Kong. So let's look at the different dimension of the same set of data. Here we have the median and then the average age of 50 and 53 respectively, which is very close. And then the spread is actually getting wider and wider in the last 10 years. And actually now we're expecting more than 60,000 cases by 2020, and then causing 600 deaths every year, including everyone in the room, including me, because 1% of the reported cases now. So there's no good way to prevent it. It doesn't like to. The best prevention is the best protection is prevention. But in the breast cancer, like the other cancer, the best protection is early detection. So if oneself is so unfortunate to be a victim of breast cancer, she or he should be still thankful that he or she is living in Hong Kong, because we have a lot of organizations out there to give support to them. They devote this themselves to give the support and I missed this slide. Okay, to support to the patient. However, despite of the medical and the mental support, we see that there is still a very personal issue that hasn't been addressed for the patient.
So, and this is how we see a business opportunity. So,
from the stories we hear from the patients, they have one big concern on top of their health concerns. That is, they have no bra to wear right after maybe surgery or during their treatment phase. Not because they do not want to, but because they couldn't find a suitable one. Either it's too expensive, or the ones that they can afford and find one are not suitable for the Asian fit bodies. The day-to-day solution brought by Comfort Me is a rehabilitation bra series in which they cater women during their treatment phase, recovery, and also post-recovery stage. The major characteristics of the bra you see in front is that it's designed for the Asian body shape. It's made of 100% cotton. There's no wire in the structure, and also there's no metallic parts. As ladies during the treatment phase, they are all often sensitive on their skin, so it is a thoughtful design. And last but not least, there's a front button opening system to secure the bra on their body. Often, ladies during the treatment, they could not reach the back of their bodies because, for example, after surgery, for example, when they remove lymph nodes from their underarm, they cannot do it. So who is behind the thoughtful product? The team of Comfort Me consists of 4 core members: Nona, Frank, Joe, and Angie. And also they hire 6 part-time staff, of which 50% are cancer survivors. They are in business for since 2016, and they have outreach programs in schools, welfare societies, which they cater to underserved and underprivileged people or women. So with every new business comes some kind of headwind, and we identify for Comfort Me, they have a scattered market approach, which all leads to negative cash flow. Our CUHK team proposes 3 areas to address the concern in order to drive the revenue up. The first arrow is segment redefinition. The current approach at Comfort Me is very fragmented, and we intend to combine the scope. Furthermore, we identify subsegments as follows. 1 is the breast cancer patients, 2 is women working in union, and 3 are homemakers with kids, in order to address their special concerns.
So the second approach is, the second arrow is the product. Price, namely the 4 piece repositioning product. So before we have a very bulky long product line, which is quite problematic. So we propose to trim it down into 3 so we could have a better inventory turn. In terms of price, because we also examining that the price is a bit running below the industry benchmark, which is the cost of sales. Cost of goods sales is around about 20 to 30% in the industry, and then Comfort Me is running at 50%. So we also propose a price raise for 15 to 70%. It sounds a little bit big, but we have a wise use of this marker. So we will have more information on that one. So in terms of promotion, as we said before it's very scattered, and then it's only one strategy for all audience. And then now we subdivided the more confined scope into 3 different segments, and then we can respond to every segment more precisely. And last but not least, even though we are in a high technology world, we propose offline, still a very traditional way to approach the market. Doesn't really have to fancy, doesn't have to Facebook, but very personal touch. Because first of all, the population is small. The second of all, it has to be a lot of interaction to build up the trust. Because what breast cancer patient needs is only
tactical marketing. Having good products is not enough if it cannot reach the target customers. For breast cancer patients, it's simple. Nurses are often asked by their patients on what they can wear for their changed body shape. This is why we think having sales kits and clinics and hospitals is important. Company already has 1 or 2 kits at such venue, and we hope to place more. For the other general women in our segments 2 and 3, we want to reach them out at venues. Hopefully, we will convert them into showroom traffic and also convert into a sales, in which we would want to include the customer who are making a purchase into the equation of doing good.
Right, so very fast, about 30 seconds for the rest. So to the social impact, actually, when my colleague said is buy good and do good, and here we attempt to provoke the early detection for the woman which has very low tech skills, so we can have an early detection. So it actually will traditionally increase the survival rate and then to decrease the medical treatment cost, which save up to 50,000 per case, and then we at least maybe 10 cases. And thank you. So besides the social impact here, we put the business in the financial model. We put on those 4 elements, and then we produce scenario 1, which judges can refer to Appendix 4, and then for scenario 2, which is not so welcome case. We highlight a quick key financial indicator here, which on this S1, which is the desirable one, will turn profit in the 4th year and with an internal return rate of 53%. And then the valuation by discount cash flow model will be almost 4 million. So for more detail of the financial statement, I enclosed appendix financial statement. So for more. So here is the $250,000 plan. We need to drive up revenue, showroom traffic. So yeah, and then we do some business development, and the rest we reserve it for operating cash flow because okay. So
come and support us. We are ready for your business. Our showroom is in Hong Kong in the fall market. Thank you.
Yeah. So we can today, so you can have it find us with the pink ribbon pin.
So we start the Q&A.
Yes, please. Sorry to run a bit over.
Already used almost 2 minutes.
Yes.
One question I have, actually 2 questions. I start with one first. I didn't really get from your presentation how does I know. I have 2 questions, but I start with one first. And I didn't really get from your presentation in terms of, I know there's a showroom, but like number 1, how the product is going to be distributed, because you talk about the 3 different segments that you want to narrow down from whatever 20 to 3, and some like the kids, like the mom with kids at home. So and they don't have access to information. They also may not have time to go to your showroom. So I'm just wondering, the concept is good, but how are you actually going to make it work? How are you going to distribute this product? I didn't really see that from the presentation. So I start with that question first, so the other judges can comment.
Okay, very good question. I'm sorry if it's running out of time. I don't have time to present that part. Actually, we will run all 5 seminars, and we propose to run every week to approach one. So, so with the seminar, we have contact with them. So we will invite them should they have any question or any concern that they're reluctant to ask on scene. They will come to the showroom. So first, we have showroom traffic driven, and second of all, they can come and visit us, and then of course we hopefully is a commercial action, so we expect some sort of conversion rate. So then have to put in the sales. Is okay for the question?
Yeah, it's good. Okay.
So I know that it's important. Your point about early detection is important, but I still don't see the connection between like the part that when the women would be diagnosed. I thought that it would at that point of diagnosis that the women will see the significance of the solution, and possibly it would be the doctor or the nursing team that would address that. So I still don't see the connection of early detection and the solution.
I apologize for the pitch. So the early detection, actually, when we run the seminar, we'll actually encourage them to have a very fast screening. It's a questionnaire basis. It's about developed in the Western country, about like 8 questions, so they can examine themselves. If she suspect, let's say they take 6 out of 8 boxes, so they have somebody to ask. So if they want to ask us, then we will refer that to a professional clinic. So of course we are not medical people, but we can encourage them to do the test first. Because very often people do not test, especially when, let's say, the dishwasher, the janitor, they have no such awareness. So by working with those working unions, then we are hoping to arouse those, and then maybe we spot out, let's say 0.5% of our participants can be discover their illness because of this single questionnaire. And I think it's a success already, because we not only save an individual, but also her family.
Thank you. Could you tell us something about the current store? How long has it been in operation? What is it doing? Roughly the sales of the store, and so on.
So their business has been running since 2016, and the shop has been running since about half a year ago in Mongkok. They're currently stocked with 5 product lines, including the rehabilitation series. So it is a spacious space at their showroom. So sometimes they do hold some, for example, talks and support groups at their shop. And also, they, compared to retail undergarment shops, they have a bigger fitting room, so that 2 people can actually go into the fitting room. The idea is that they have one-on-one consulting and also one-on-one bra fitting, because often women don't know the proper way to find their suitable bra. So that's it's retail and also service oriented. Does that answer your question? So for the sales monthly, currently they sell about 500 to 600 pieces per month. So average price is between 100.
Okay, that's not too bad.
Well, actually, we discovered we need to improve the business by at least 30% to move up break-even point. So we are running about like 60% or 70% of the break-even point. So we still have a lot of things to do.
Sorry, just a quick follow-up. Is every sales a tailor-made product?
No.
A lot of questions. But take a step back. I mean, what you talk about the market. Well, I'm still unclear about the marketing initiative. So it would be good if you just take 1 minute and recap what you're trying to do in terms of your new marketing initiatives. Lots of information. Okay, but tell me the second thing I would like to know is you talk about your positioning.
Yes.
But then what's the top 3 brand value Comfort Me is trying to deliver? What are the 3 words 3 values. So 2 questions. So the 3 words, and then the 1 minute. What's actually? Can you recap and the marketing?
Is it the slide that
Forget about slides.
Alright.
What are the 3 things? You know,
Okay.
when people say the company, what are the 3 descriptions?
First of all, comfort. Second, health, and third one, well-being. So in terms of comfort, because of the your product itself is tailor-made, especially designed for Asian women, so we won't see unfit area. Right? So I don't know the last one. So second of all is healthy because of the material it's making or is really organic and it's cotton. This is not only good for the breast cancer patient as a user, but also for ordinary lady like Lisa herself. Because less allergy or less buying things. So the third one is well-being because what we have here we have a buy one get from online program. So whatever user will come to buy a product from us, outside of the revenue, we will set aside to first give free example people in need, and some of is a donation to more professional organization for breast cancer. So this is a free brand value that people can buy from. Yes, please.
It's not clear to me what kind of what they have this concept, this marketing idea. So what kind of communication to the organization in terms of human resources, or is there any things that you need to change the existing procedures, or is there like new people that you need to have in the store? Like what kind of let's not look at the proposal, let's look at what kind of things I need to have in place to support the new marketing initiative. So that is how I feel.
So currently they have 6 part-time staff. It's not enough for them if we want to reach out to new selling groups such as hosting and selling. We will need to hire 1 extra person in doing such. And that is where we need budget for.
So this money will be used to.
Yes.
Is there any
Hands up, sorry. Yes.
Sorry, any burning questions from other students?
just one?
Well, thank you very much. And if you have any questions, also you can find on back extension with the pink ribbon. So this is. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Don't hurt yourself. We have a little bit of confidence there. So let us know when you're ready.
Just a second.
You have to wait because it's
Alright, good morning everyone. Welcome to join. Okay. Good morning everyone. Welcome to join our presentation. Well, as per the according to the Hong Kong government, right? So the elderly, the population is growing very rapidly in Hong Kong. Within 20 years, it will become around 1/3 of the Hong Kong population. So, well, Hong Kong be well prepared, right? So, I would say yes, because we have companies like Elvis. So you might wonder, what is Elvis? Elvis means empathy for elderly, right? So actually, Mr. Herman Chan is a key person of Elvis who actually created the company. So he is here with us today. The mission of the LPC company is to improve the social environments for elderly in Hong Kong and empower the elderly with good opportunities. So LPC company is a social enterprise and actually provides a very really unique elderly solution services in Hong Kong market. So with around this is the equipment of the gears and suits. So with around 40 years, every company will deliver very around 500 programs and social participants more than 15,000. Right? Actually, more than 50 elderly instructors were well trained and recruited by LPC company. So now LPC company come to bring out more services and contributions to Hong Kong market and Hong Kong society. Next, I will pass it to Julie to give you more details.
Let's zoom into their corporate programs. You have seen the here, so this is what they use. But for corporates, actually what they do is very highly customized programs delivered on their own business sites. As you can see in the slide, you can see how actually without any proactive marketing, they have been able to secure some pretty great corporate clients such as Link, Fairwood, and MTR. So this shows that there is some natural demand in these industries for their employees service. And from the feedback from the clients, we can see that they also agree that with the simulation, they can have a better understanding of their senior clients and what they need, and the willingness to serve them better. So one very good example is with Fairwood. After the program, now if you walk in, you will realize that the senior customers are served food at the table. So they don't need to line up at the counter to do self-pickup anymore. So we are hoping that with more corporate programs, we can drive more changes in our society. Another very strong testimony is from Link, because they actually engaged empathy for 8 programs so far, and they are interested to explore more opportunity programs. So with all these positive achievements to date, what are the key issues faced by empathy that we want your help for? First is the financial sustainability. Currently, they are still relying on the funding of Oxfam and SIE Fund to support 40% of their operation expenses. are going to run off as of September 2018. So what they can do to sustain themselves is the growth in corporate segment. But so far, actually, all these good corporate clients came to apathy. They haven't gotten a real strategy to reach out the corporate clients. And the third one is that after 4 years of funding, it's time for them to upgrade their program to attract more new and returning clients. So what we're trying to introduce is the virtual reality element into the simulation program. So far, it's more the physical challenge that the participants get to experience. But with virtual reality videos, we're hoping that they will be brought into the real scenario to interact with the surrounding of an elderly, to feel how they feel. And the second one is, for the corporate client, we can offer them more customized industrial-specific scenarios, such as working in a bank. How do they feel as elderly customers? How can we serve them better? And the last one is increased public awareness. We're thinking that the social impact should go beyond the program participants into the public. So with the VR videos, we think we can attract more attention on Facebook, YouTube, and be able to build up the brand of empathy, as well as giving some PR value to our corporate clients. So Stephen will tell us more.
Thank you, Shelly. Using VR in our simulation program is easy and cheap. What we need is a normal 360 camera to take our VR videos and a cheap smartphone as well as a cheap VR headset. Very importantly, we will involve our energetic elderly instructor, use their brain juice to brainstorm our energetic elderly instructor there. They will be the director of the video. This is also how we empower our elderly in the community. Lastly, we need your participation in our VR program. This fancy technology becomes easy because we have the know-how by cooperating with a social enterprise which is specialized in IT. They call iCare. Market testing. Elderly did several market testing in the past few months. In March this year, we has launched the first pilot VR simulation program in co-organized with the school. Here are some snapshots we took on that day. You can see participants are very enjoyable, and they found the experience is transformational because it transformed them how they feel about elderly and their experience. Last week, we launched the first video on our Facebook, and the result is very amazing. The video reached around 40,000 users on Facebook. We also invited community collaboration to brainstorm the idea and the topics for the next VR videos on Facebook. VR program also increased the revenue stream of empathy. Because people like the program a lot, so we are able to charge the program at a higher cost. We used to charge the program per people. It's $90 per people. So with the VR program, we are able to charge higher price up to $150 per people per program. And we can accommodate 30 participants per program, and 5 youth centers already showed interest to participate in our VR program in the coming month, in August. And also, corporate clients like Link also showed interest to join our VR program. When we look at the financial forecast with the VR program implemented, we divided our financial growth in 3 different stages. You can see the number of programs we are going to launch in the coming 7 years here. In the first stage, we call it rebalance because we're trying to shift the resources from school program to corporate program, which is shown in red color here. We're going to shift the resources because corporate clients, we can have a better margin with them. And the second stage, we are going to have an expansion stage. We will hire more marketing staff and aggressively increase the number of programs we are going to do for school and also corporate. Lastly, we enter the targeted growth stage, which we stabilize the number of programs we'll be doing for VR. Secondly, you look at the cash flow. in the first year there is a negative cash flow. This is why we are here to seek for your support due to our investment in VR development and the VR hardware. And after this investment, you can see in the second year and so forth, the cash flow is very healthy and is growing. For long-term development, we will seek partnership with other elderly-related social enterprise like Longevity, Design House, Chenmo. And also, we will focus in a more targeted group of elderly like dementia, as well as including new elements into our program like family elements to the VR program. So there's a great potential. This is how we are going to allocate our fund, 250,000 funds if we are granted. You can see mainly we will spend the funds in part-time elderly sales rep, hardware, VR production, and digital marketing. We'll divide our development in 3 milestones. You can see this milestone will represent different numbers of VR program and readiness, and we keep improving the VR program. Please support us. Let's create an empathy to elderly with technology. Thank you.
So, question on your price point. So, you mentioned the new program, 150 per person. So, what's the before and after, and what's the margin, the difference between the school versus corporate? So, i.e., what I'm trying to get at is basically your investment in your VR, the new program. How's it going to really increase your margin? Because it's all about sustainability, what you're trying to achieve, right? Can you elaborate a little bit on that?
So as we shared with you for the youth and school program, right now we're talking about 90 per head, and then we can increase to 150, and that is proven because we already got 5 bookings, so that's secure. And then on the corporate program, because I'm actually from the HR field, so with the new program, right now I think they're charging about 300 per head, 300 to 400 per head for the corporate program, depending on the size. But going forward, I think 500 will be reasonable and doable. And so each program they can do with about like 30 participants. And then with that, we are getting, say, 15,000 per program for corporate. But actually, when we check with the cost requirement, it will cost them about 4,000, like, actual direct cost relating to running the program. So meaning that, like, of course, we have the, back office to produce the VR and also to promote the VR. So those are back office, indirect costs. But the gross margin on its own, program by program, is very high, as we can hear in the numbers.
Before you have this VR program, the experience for the participants is physical. Are you replacing the physical experience?
No, we are actually combining the two. So as you can see in this photo and the demonstration, what they have done in the trial program back in March is that, in April actually, is that, in order to, experience it, it will be wearing the gear and then having the video showing the wet market. So, they can walk into the wet market, seeing the surrounding, and even sometimes get a punch by other people. Because that's how real life is. So actually, it was very successful, and we saw that the participants were really engaged.
Question from students.
Yes, we had a hard thinking about it because we know the number of our it's actually twofold. One is the program participants, which is on our financial projection slide. We can reach from we hope that we can increase the reach from each year about 4,000 to 7,000, but that is still limited. So that's why we suggest that since we have the VR attraction, it's not just for the program participant. Like we said, we already launched a video last week. It was actually a cultural walk done by our elderly instructor, taking people
people to explain to them, the history of Yama Day. So that already generate like 40,000 views, and we hope that with that, gradually we can impact the community. So it's not just our program participants, but also the community. They understand more about the ability of our elderly to treasure them and also respect them and take care of them. Thank you.
I can see the my voice is I can see we have like 3 corporate clients now, and I can very clearly see the outcome of, let's say, the restaurant, right? So now they've translated that knowledge into better seating and service for the elder person. But how do you reach the corporate clients? Because you have to kind of like get them to think about how that impacts their reach to their customer base, and how do they make it more attractive to them as a brand that cares about society. So how do you reach them, the rest of the corporate?
We are going to play a bit tactical. So two things. One thing is that actually those were examples. We have more corporate clients, like Raymond Bank actually had a program with us earlier this month as well. We're trying to play also the peer pressure. I think once we get our corporate client to agree to kind of like us to promote the program with them on our social media, that would create some peer pressure for their competitors. Oh, actually, this is something that we should consider as well. And another one we want to sell is the PR value. It's the kind of like the short-term way to increase our penetration. Because imagine if we can get the KMB drivers in their uniforms to put on the gears and demonstrate how they go up the bus, go down the bus, how they struggle when the bus is moving and they don't get a seat. This kind of scenario, imagine if we can create a good video and put it on the social media, and even for their own PR department to do it with the media. That would create very positive brand value for these companies. And this, I think, are some like short-term tactics we want to use to sell to the clients.
I actually have 2 questions. One is actually about sustainability. So your new product or the new offering for the corporate market is really based on this VR technologies, right? And now you have one partner, kind of iCare, who is doing that for you. So I'm just wondering, going forward, is there any thinking in place or any plan in place how you're going to maintain this relationship? Because you really rely on one particular supplier, to do that, to help you build that. So, and that is good, but it's also very risky. I see that there's some risk to that. So that's my first question. My second question is okay, now you're reaching out to the corporate, and by doing this VR or simulation or whatever to bring to help increase the awareness. And then, for example, different kinds of restaurants, bank, or whatever, buses and public transport. Then, it's a continuation from that, right? It's kind of linked to the sustainability. So you increase the awareness. You can have any program in place to help them plan, what they can change in their operations or in the way of doing things to cater better to the elderly. So those are my 2 questions.
Thank you. In terms of the strategy, the strategic part with iCare, actually it's not as complicated as we thought. Because before we were also thinking, we developed this VR is a very expensive and very technical thing. But actually what iCare is helping them to do is mainly on the filming and the post-production of the videos, which is the benefit is that iCare being a strategic partner and super enterprise themselves, they are charging us lower cost. So it's about 5,000 for both the filming and the post-production for each film.
So you came up with the script.
Yes, so the script and the direction and the actor actually with our elderly instructors, which by having the interaction with them, we feel pretty secure in terms of retaining the talents there. And your second question about the market, right? We actually have looked at the potential markets. This one, because there are a lot of listed companies in Hong Kong. If you look at our plan, we are really being a little bit conservative in the growth. if you look at the number of programs we are trying to run each year, it's still on the corporate side, we are not going above 100 a year. And if you look at the potential, because for each of these companies, they don't just run one session with us. They have a huge population. And if we can sell them the concept, at least each will take up like 3 to 5 programs in order to train up like 100 to 200 of their employees. So I think like the potential market is big there. It's just a matter of how we can get ourselves out there, get the word of mouth, and get the referral from our happy clients.
Yeah, it's good answer. Just something quick for thought, right? I just want that going forward, I know the market is still, there's still a lot of space, there's still a lot of potential market space, in the future. Just going forward, to really help you make a difference or help you sustain, then you look at, okay, now I work with those companies, create awareness, increase awareness for how they do. So maybe you have some program in place to help them how they actually change the operations to cater to the elderly. So that's just a comment.
You're actually very correct. Sorry that I missed that in my answer. Yeah, a very quick answer. Actually, Heaven's team is already doing that in the program. They have a post-discussion session with the participants. So our elderly will give their view, on the services and their suggestions. Right, April and Ophelia. I think they are already doing it very well. Yes, thank you very much.
Thank you. Ready? Go.
Good morning, everyone. I'm very happy here today to introduce my social venture partner, Cellco Community Resource. The history of Cellco Community can be back to 2006, where the Center for Science, Linguistics and Deaf Study organized a program called the Bilingualism and Co-Enrollment in Deaf Education Program. In short, Cellco. Okay, and this program put the deaf children and hearing children together in a normal environment. In that environment, they learn the sign language and the spoken language together. This program was proven to be very successful, and with the help of the Lordy Transfer Fund of CUHK, Cellco program was selected to set up an enterprise Cellco community resources to carry on the mission. Okay, the mission of Cellco community resources is to promote bimodal bilingualism in communication and education. Bimodal bilingualism means the spoken language and also the sign language. The major aims or the final mission is to achieve the social inclusion by putting the people, deaf and hearing together. Okay, then why sign language? The sign language, there are lots of research showing that the sign language can enable the young children to have early development, no matter they are deaf or hearing. There are many proof that the children can have better social adaptability, sustained visual attention, and also connective behavior. And Cellco start to serve the deaf people, but the deaf children in Hong Kong, there are around 700 of the age under 6. So our aim for these good things, we want to expand the market to also target the hearing, non-developing children. Okay, what we offer in Cellco, there are 3 major products. The FS2 classes. FS means the fun with science speech. FS2 classes, FS2 learning package, and also with lots of experts in Cellco, they also offer the speech evaluation and therapy service. However, today we will focus on the first 2 parts because we are talking about targeting the mass market. Okay, for FS2 classes is oriented as a parent-child activity. It's delivered by one hearing teacher and one deaf teacher. In the class is storytelling, and then the children can play with their parents and also led by the instructor. In the other part is about the FS2 learning package. We will talk more on it later. Okay. This is science bilingual activity held in the Hong Kong SPC. You can see the children are actually learning about cats, but you can see when they learn both sign language and also they learn the spoken language. Actually, these kinds of learning can help them to have a more concrete memory in this form of learning.
One more time. One more time, just show.
Yeah, because there's tons left of the school. Just one more time.
Okay, for the next one is about the FS2 class. The FS2 type is delivered by one hearing and one deaf instructor. You can see one is talking about the story and the other one doing sign language. Okay, about the current progress, Cellco has established a very close relationship with Hong Kong SPC. We are offering the language classes in the Hong Kong SPC 5 Health Childcare Center. And on the mid end, we are offering the sign language classes to the hearing and deaf children. We have served 80 children since 2017. Also, the next part will be about the FS2 learning package. We have conducted the several interviews and also the focus group. We found that the parents want something fun, publication, and also with some interactive elements. And that's why we try to incorporate the QR code with the sign language content. When the children, when the parents find that is interesting, they can click on the QR code and then play the video. we are going to offer it in our concept. In the focus group, we found that a lot of parents saying that we want the parent-child activities rather than learning something because the babies are just too young to learn anything. And that's why we try to position our package as a parent-child activities. And also, sing-song is song singing, and also this storytelling are the major elements that the parents are looking for. Okay, to understand more about the people's view on the sign language, we have two focus groups and also some of the interview with general public. We summarize those key findings. The first one, for the group of parents with baby in FS2 classes, they have a very thorough understanding about the benefit of the sign language. However, for group 2, for those who don't have sign language experience, it is found that they have no idea about the benefit of sign language to their children at all. And some of them may have misperception, like the sign language may slow down their children learning progress of spoken language. And for the group 1 parents, we found that the location of the class is very important. Actually, they don't really care about what they learn, but where to learn, the convenient location is their primary consideration. And also the third thing I would like to highlight is that the plan of CUHK is very important because some of the parents expressed that for something comes from the university, it must be good thing. But if it's promoted using the name of self, they may not choose these kinds of activities. These are the key findings. To tackle these kinds of issues, we have proposed 3 items. The first one is the position of the FS2 classes and learning package. As I mentioned, we are trying to target the general public. We are trying to position that as a parent-child activity. The second thing is about the promotion or at a higher level public education. We want the general public to understand the benefit of sign language, how it benefits their child, etc. We try to use social media because many of the parents said that they use Facebook. And one of the advantages of Facebook is that they have to add to your account, and then you can keep something like a record membership for your further promotion. And the other very popular activity is about the big exhibition. We will use try to deliver the public talk and also use the VR technology to attract more people to come to the booth and learn more about the advantage of sign language. The last one is about the location. We are now discussing with the Hong Kong SBC to open more location on VN to deliver more classes. And also the last thing, very important, is about the licensing, because we want to have more instructors to join in this movement of sign language. And then we are trying to use the licensing to allow them to teach the sign language at kindergarten and also allow them to keep updated with the information and knowledge. Okay, if we have the new funding, we can kick off the licensing part. Actually, one of our major challenges is we don't have enough supply of the instructor. With this funding, we can use the licensing method to let more kindergarten, childcare center, and their instructor to join this movement. For the second part about the funding use, we will make use of it for the marketing and public education purposes. This is a brief breakdown about how we use the amount, which is very similar to what I mentioned before. And that $250,000 is actually to fill up the gap of the money used for this purpose. Okay, regarding the social impact, we expect that in 7 years we can train 50 deaf and 50 hearing instructors. And also for the FS2 class, we expect the coverage can be up to 2,000 of child in 7 years. For the learning package coverage, we expect it will reach around 17,000 copies, and then affect their parents children. Okay, this is some of our study. In 7 years' time, we expect to reach 10,000 of people and reach their family visit up to 30,000. Okay, this is some of our study on the net cash flow. You can see we can achieve the breakdown for this event in 2 years. Actually, it should be longer because for the original plan it should be 4 years. But in this net cash flow, we also incorporated 2 million from the SIE funding and other funding, and that's why you can see the break-even time is very short. Okay, in short, in conclusion, we found a big market and have a great potential, but we still have to overcome those challenges. And once again, we want to achieve the high-level goal about social inclusion and integration. That's the end of my presentation. Thank you.
We still have about 8 minutes of Q&A.
One question. And so you want to make this a mass market product, right? Because what you are doing is go beyond the 600 and kind of expand and it become mass market. And you've done the focus group 1 and group 2. Group 2 is actually where you need to hit, right, and gap in order to become a mass market. So the only thing I see in your presentation is about, okay, because group 2 people think that, it will be slowing down, the learn, like the hearing or whatever process of the normal hearing kids, right? So my question is, the only thing I see in your presentation is like, okay, you will position that as a 亲子活动 parent-child activity in order to address that group or get to that group. Is that sufficient? What else are you going to do? Because like that will not be sufficient. That will take a while. So I'm wondering whether you have something more solid or additional thoughts on that you can share with us.
We can share. Actually, we are going to contact with the Republic Expo to have some talk over there. To invite, we are suggesting to invite CUHK expert to have a talk here. And in Republic Expo, this already 300,000 people in 3 days to go over there. And if in case 10% go over the booth, and then 6% of them would like to engage into their services, 6% of 10%, then it is already 1,018%. So I just in the calculation, I just incorporate this into the package, divide package, and then we can already reach this kind of figure. So I think that if we can have some public talk in such a very exposed event, if the marketing area will be large, and also we have included course in having Facebook push advertisement, such that with around 5,000 per month, we can reach 50,000 people, women in age group of 25 to 39.
To supplement a little bit, because we have the learning package in the class, actually, as I mentioned, we need the public education, that's the first thing. And the second thing is that we can do the class to tell the parents the advantage or benefit of the sign language. In the current model, according to our analysis, many of the people actually get in touch with the sign language at Hong Kong SPC Child Care Center. This is our starting point. If we can duplicate this kind of model to have more partnership with more this kind of organization, we can actually duplicate the model very quick. And on the other hand, we also use the package to drive the people to go to the class. Actually, these two engines will drive each other together.
And more on this, actually in focus group, we have interacted with different mothers and fathers, and they say that, and they keep saying that the social media of the circle is underutilized. So they wish and hope to have some interaction with circle, and therefore in our calculation model, we have already include each day have 2 hours of teachers' time to spend on the Facebook interaction with the parents, such that they can have more interaction and then more word of mouth, and then this have a good move in the social media and also in marketing.
That's the judge asked first.
Okay, I may have missed something, but are you targeting parents with children like with normal hearing? Because the market is of like, let's say you're talking about 600, right? It's not a big market, but I can see a market with parents with normal hearing, but they see the sign language learning as a way of accelerating their own normal hearing students' ability. Because I've seen that in the US. In fact, I have a friend who the child learned sign language and the parent learned together, and they were able to communicate with their child in normal situation. Like, for example, she wanted the child to kind of be quiet, and she gave us a sign language, and the child immediately got it and quieted it down. So I saw that as a kind of a very unique way of communicating with your children, normal parents with normal hearing. So that is I think that's a big market. If we can prove to them that this is a superior way of teaching, because it's very experiential, and children are they're very expressive. They use all senses, their hands and everything. So would that be a solution for your revenue? I didn't catch whether you're just focusing on parents.
We start several programs to target the deaf children, which is around 700 in Hong Kong under age of 6. But now we are trying to also focus the mass market. For the children under age of 6, there are 350,000, which is a very large number. And some of the parents in the focus group mentioned that their baby keep crying and crying. She just don't know what to do. And then she go back to the child care center to ask, my baby keep crying, what can I do? And then that instructor told her to do this. This is called waiting, keep it going, waiting. And then when she went home and then do this to the baby, and then the baby suddenly stopped crying, and she feel that is a very amazing moment. You're right, because before the age of 1 or 2, the child cannot express themselves using the oral language very well, and then they just can't express their feeling and then keep crying many times. And therefore, with this early sign language, actually we can help using the other way for the enhance the communication between the baby and the parent. This is what we are trying to do at this moment.
Any questions from the judges? No.
Okay,
And then, sorry, Sherman.
Let the children know first.
Yeah, sorry, this
Sorry, time's up. Okay, quick question.
Quick question. How much do you spend for the initiate R&D courses to plan your message material?
For the learning and for the learning package material, the total budget is around 500,000 for developing the application stuff and also the online stuff.
So this is not happened yet.
We are doing it at this now, and the prototype will be available in the quarter 4 of this year.
So how much have you spent so far in the first year?
In the first year.
Because when I see your cash flow projection, then you are turning positive in the first year at a certain level in the same way. So obviously, I don't think you account for any existing expense on the, let's say, capital expenditure. So
to supplement a bit, sorry, the cash flow when you are talking about this cash flow,
500,000.
500,000 into the learning package cost. And what we are now doing when talking about further development is adding some element in, and we have already used this in our business teaching to fill the gap, because it is newly added to the package. They are not included in their original plan. They originally already have 200,000 funding from different sources, 2 million from different sources. So you think this is a bit confused because we have other history within the model.
Thank you very much. Just a reminder, right? Try to be very precise because we would like to leave enough time for the judges and the students to ask questions. If you overrun, you will have to cut short the Q&A. So I think the judges will probably need 1 to 2 more minutes to just tidy up something. So you can take a few deep breaths, get ready. Yeah, do you want to get the glove here?
Hello everyone, I'm Christine. I'm here with my teammate Joyce and Jackie today to represent Exo Robotic. Our other teammate Jim, unfortunately, is not in Hong Kong today. So here is the agenda for our presentation. First of all, I would like to give a brief introduction on the company. The founder, Dennis Xun, he has completed his master's degree in medical robotics at Imperial College London. He has completed his PhD actually he has suspended his PhD at Oxford University and returned to Hong Kong in February this year. Since he returned to Hong Kong, he has recruited Sam Line, who just completed his doctorate in medical and biomedical engineering. This rainbow robotic glove can stabilize the hand by giving resistance and reducing tremors. More importantly, this device can connect to an app and then to monitor the activity of the users and send prevention alert to the doctors and patients. And it will be sold at an affordable price. We have identified 3 issues for the company to address. Number 1, how the company to transit from R&D to product delivery. And number 2, how the beta prototype can be transferred to a real product example. And number 3, how the team specialities can be diversified. We are going through the proposal to this company later in the presentation. So why does society need this robotic glove? Let's look at the market problems. In the society, we have people suffering Parkinson's disease, stroke, and physical injuries to the hand. To figure shows in Hong Kong, over 320,000 people have movement restrictions, and over 14,000 people have Parkinson's disease in Hong Kong. Since the current device is focused on PD, so let's look at the causes and symptoms of PD. The cause of PD is unknown, and there is no cure at this moment. The major symptoms of PDs are tremors, rigidity, and slow movement. Now, I'm going to pass to Joyce to talk more about the device features.
Just keep the mic.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, thank you, Christine. So I'm going to talk about the solutions that MadXO can provide. So as mentioned, PD has no cure. So only medication or surgery can help the patients to control their symptoms, but then there are potential risks. Otherwise, the patient can use some single functional device like the spoon, the mud, to help them in some daily tasks. But then each time can only be a single task. At MadXO, actually, they developing a multifunctional glove that can serve the patients better. You can see from the prototype, initially, it is a very bulky system. The patient has to carry a large battery around them, but now it becomes a very handy device. We have conducted a lot of focus group interview and also product testings on patients to ensure the solutions works well. Here we are proudly present you the future solution, the exosteady glove. So the whole system is utilized the integrated monitoring system. You can see on the table, and together with an app, so the patients can control the system freely with them. And also, this integrated monitoring system can collect the data from the patients and send it for analysis. After that, it will send some prevention alerts to the patients and the doctor. And also, the tremor suspension system can help the patients to stabilize and lock their movement. The glove will be made by some soft material, so we can ensure the comfortability to the patients. And also, the company will provide the software upgrade from time to time to enhance the functionality of the glove. Here is the video demonstrating the performance and the effectiveness of the glove. And on the right-hand side, you can see after the patient wears the glove, actually the whole movement is much stabilized than before. And we have also conducted some interviews with the occupational therapists, which are our target customers. And then we got some positive feedback on the whole system. And they also mentioned that if it works well on the patients, they are willing to encourage the patient to buy it at a higher price than those single functional devices, so like 5,000 Hong Kong dollars. Next, I will pass it to Jackie to talk about our proposed business model.
Thank you, Joyce. So how should MadXO run the business? MadXO should repeat the business cycle like this for new products and new markets. Now they are under the stage of R&D and production, and this stage should be based on market feedbacks and market demands for each time the cycle release. And then they should set a pricing strategy each time. In the Hong Kong market now, they setting a pricing strategy at the retail price of 3,888 Hong Kong dollars. And for the normal clients, normal patients, those who are from the private hospitals belong to the normal sector. And we are setting half of the price for the lower income sector, for those who are referred from the public hospitals. And we are targeting the occupational therapists as our major sales channels. Since they cover the most of the Parkinson patients market, and they have much time to interact with them, so they are more likely to successfully advise the patients to use our products. For brand awareness, we will also sell to other channels like distribution to specialty shops and hospitals, etc. And also working with some associations like the Avenue. Lastly, we are also developing a mobile platform to come with the product. so that it's like a platform to collect data for daily activities from the Parkinson patients, so that we can work with professionals like doctors and OTs, the occupational therapists, to give them active advice, alerts, and reports. So this is a little table to compare the OT with neurologists who are helping the Parkinson patients. So as you can see, the number for OT is much larger to cover already most of the market in Hong Kong. And the time for treatment time is also much longer. So that's why we target OT as the main sales channel. As I mentioned, there are also other distribution channels, mostly for brand awareness, as this market is quite niche. We are also targeting hospitals and clinics as our major channels later, because they need some clinical studies first, so we are conducting that at the same time. Once they are ready, we will enter into the hospitals and clinics as well. And Healthy Home will sell to their members. We are already cooperating with association for brand awareness, and some specialty shops just for brand awareness. So for the time frame, right now we are focusing on the fundraising, because this project is a brand one, so we need some more funding to carry on. And also we are working with universities and hospitals soon to carry out some clinical studies for hospital market in Hong Kong and other markets later. So in next quarter, we will have our production ready. The whole quarter will be focused on production, because we expect to have some back and forth refinement. And beginning of next year, we'll have our first promotion campaign in Hong Kong to invite 250 patients in Hong Kong to try our promise for treatments, to give feedbacks for improvements for later vision. So our RIR return is 50%, which is also a promising one for investors. And what we need in total to carry out the project is 2 million Hong Kong dollars for the model catering 7 years. The net present value is kind of back to that the present is 9 million for the whole project in 7 years. So the percentage is 23%, and it's a good investment. And also to note that from third year, we will export to other markets like Australia or Malaysia to expand our wide market. We, after some analysis and also the demanding schedule ahead, we suggest the team to acquire one more partner as for business development. Next, we'll pass to Charles.
So a very quick one. For social impact, we measure in qualitative and also quantitative measures. So there are 6 elements. We hope to bring the patients the greatest benefits and help them to engage with the community, as well as lower their financial burden. And in short, a 2 million investment can bring about 2 billion return on social impact.
We can increase Hong Kong society awareness of PD once we have a strong client database in our platform and set up a community of PD for patients and families. With the 250,000 Hong Kong dollars, we can help at Exo Robotic to change the beta prototype product to a true product example to be tested on one patient. We will spend 50,000 on clinical study and 200,000 on productions, like production engineering, electronics, hardware, and assembly. We can empower the patients and help them to increase their confidence and to live independently. So please come and support us. Thank you.
We still have 8 minutes, something else, a little more than that.
You mentioned production. What kind of scale are you thinking about?
For the first batch, they will only produce like 20 prototypes to test it on like 10 patients.
So in the first stage, actually, they will produce about 20 prototypes, so they can allow the patients to test and generate the case reports. Because the case report is a very important tool for us to go into the occupational therapists to convince them that the whole system is useful and have some clinical evidence to show the patients. And later on, after they generate the case report, they will go into the mass production into 200 pieces. And then when we go into the financial projection, in the first year we target to sell 300 units in Hong Kong. So to generate the revenue for the company for the future and development.
I have a question. So when I look at your market analysis, in Hong Kong the market is relatively small, 14,000. Over 14,000. So I don't know what's the exact number, but I think somewhere around 14,000. How are you going to sustain this business? But with such a niche market, it's only 14,000 or more, right? What's the business case look like? It doesn't come.
I'm responsible for the business analysis. In Hong Kong, it's very famous for testing market, so it's a good grounding, and we are actually taking advantage of using the Hong Kong market for our market feedbacks. Actually, we are targeting to exporting from the third year. From 2017, everything is about preparation. Refinement of the prototype, clinical studies, and some production experience. And from 2018, go back to the slide. From 2018, the target of sales of 300 units will be based in Hong Kong, which is also very reasonable because we are talking about 14,000 and over, and also there is new patients. So after selling 300 units, we will already have some loyal customers, and also we will have some diverse in Hong Kong, and then we are very ready to export our products to other markets. So the major battlefield will be exporting from the third year, which is in Australia and Malaysia will be our major target.
But then that will bring another set of challenges, overseas expansion, especially for any kind of medical related types of thing. There's a lot of regulations in different countries.
Sure.
So I just want from a business case perspective, how is this whole thing going to sustain?
Yeah, sure. We have actually thought about that. The reason why we picked Australia or Malaysia is because they don't really require additional clinical studies or any specific requirement besides those from Hong Kong. And also, for talking about the sustainability, the strategy we use is to export based on using distributors. So we are actually just going to have some booth internationally, and that the buyers buy FOB. So as you can see, our modeling is based on the export price of only 1,000. Yeah, and our cost will be lower down to around 600 from 1,500 because of mass production. So everything is paid already and still give us 50% return.
Have you invested?
I also have some supplementary information. So at the beginning, we are talking about the movement restrictions. Actually, the market that we identify is about the movement restriction, not limited to the Parkinson's disease patient. But then in the first phase, we will focus in this group to provide to produce some clinical evidence. And after that, actually, the glove is a platform. It is not only restricted to the PD patients. So it can expand to other areas like the weakly elderly, the stroke, and some other useful area.
So I'm curious as to other technology that have been developed in other markets that are more ready, because this robotic, device may already have been developed in other markets. So have you kept track of what's happening in other countries that they may actually come into your market and to the markets that you've identified?
From the market study we have done, the whole solution is still new in the world. The pioneer markets will be the US and UK, and the markets we are targeting will be Malaysia, mostly in Australia and Malaysia. And we are quite confident at this moment and at the beginning of next year, we are still one of the first mover in those markets. Even in Hong Kong, we are already the first mover, and there's no competitor right now.
some pictures about products.
Those are simple answers. We haven't included that one in this PowerPoint slide, but there is one competitor in the US which is a lab but using another technology. So when we talk about the technology-wise, it's totally different.
Yeah, and the competitor we find in the US is actually a very sophisticated robotics with a full arm device that costs around 50,000 US around, because it's a medical level, and that's the closest competitor we can find. Because right now we are entering into the mass market, but using the medical technology. So this is the new area we are tackling.
The graph just mentioned is bulky, but the patients cannot carry it on the street. Yeah, so this one is like.
Yeah, so the value we are creating is using the advanced knowledge and also the technology that is not available in the mass market, but we are helping the society, not just selling very high price as others competitors.
This one is not yet the finished, and we'll have to do some like the fashion design and set up some materials for the fashion.
But this one have locking function. We can try later. We can show later. We try the locking function. Any questions from the judges? No. Any questions from the students?
You mentioned
when we calculate the social impact, basically we assume, we make some assumption. So we assume each patient, they need to hire caregivers. So we use the minimum wages to calculate how much a day they can they have to spend. So the minimum wages now is $34.5 per hour. And we assume the patients take the drugs 2 times, so which can last for 8 hours. And then there are 4 hours time that the drug is not working, and then they have to rely on the caregivers to help them to perform some tasks. So we multiply it by 365, so 1 year, and then we find out for each patient, actually the spending on the caregiver will be around 50,000 per year, and then we times it by 4. The number of points in the first year, and then we can generate this number in accumulated 7 years.
A little bit add on is the 2 doses per day from the doctors. Actually, this data is advice from the occupational therapist in an interview. So we are not assuming that it's a fact that Parkinson patients will have some time that without the pill effects. So they need help. They must need some help every day.
Good.
I'm sorry.
So now we are going to give some time for all the judges as well as the students to tidy up the scoring sheets, and of course our judges also have to write down some comments which they are going to provide later. So
also the student has to.
Of course, yes. So after around 10 minutes later, Wayne will come and collect the scoring sheets from you.
That's the shape, right?
And then we have a nice long break. New friends as well. So next Monday, the Year's family, if you're ready here, is very kindly to host a dinner, and then we would like to invite all the social venture partners together with the student group to come up on stage and then just share some of your experience and joy and even a little bit of tears maybe during the process of collaboration. Okay, good. So we already have the results. Today the sound is that good. We have the results already, but before we invite honorable judges to announce the result, I would like to say thank you again for our lovely social venture partners. We have partners from different walks of life. We have people who are experts in undergarment industry and then really kind of inject their expertise into a new passion. We have Hong Kong Tech alumni, which I'm very proud of, Elwood Herman, and also Dennis from Downsix. So they do really demonstrate that by grooming a lot of young social entrepreneurs, we actually help them to grow and that it can contribute more to society. And last but not least, very, very interesting example, and probably first in Hong Kong, is the academic social entrepreneurship example from Samco, which really stepped out of the territory of their so-called the ivory tower and then really translate their research into something like a tangible social impact. So give a big hand to all of our social entrepreneurs.
Yeah, I want to invite you to announce
Yeah. Wow.
Well, I checked the results. You guys saw me kept going outside and checked with we actually found results quite consistent, right? So,
yeah.
So anyway, without further that's.
You sure this is the right one?
Yes.
Alright. It's not on. Every team is a winner, of course. And so the team for now is apathy. Congratulations to everyone.
Well, congratulations again, and we still have something to do in the afternoon, but for the moment, we'll go to lunch. We have a long day. I mean, you guys have a long day. I'm sure you have worked very hard yesterday and also a long morning, and you got so much feedback. Need some time to digest. And so after lunch, we'll come back and then we'll talk about these, thinking that, learning that you have gained in the old exercises. And KK and I will also talk about, just shortly, about some shared learning, shared value, and recap to kind of wrap up the class. And Elsie will also remind you some of the things you need to do before you finish the class and earn the credit and really go for a holiday. Okay. So thank you again to the judges and classes and our social enterprises. Okay. Thank you. Yeah. So we overrun the bit. Let's come back and start 2:15. Okay. Thank you.